What's up, y'all? So, where do I even begin? Where do I start? There's David.
Hi.
Y'all see his hand? Y'all, don't look at my plant. I know it's dying. It's because of the dogs. They knocked it out of the flower pot, and so now it's like, I just might as well throw it away. Because they dug all through the roots and everything. Anyways, that's not what we're here to talk about. So, David plays football, and yesterday, hey Drew.
Hi.
Yesterday at football, David was in the game, and he was doing an amazing job. And he went to retrieve the fumble, and a pile up happened after he retrieved the fumble. So he got the ball, and then two guys jumped on top of him trying to get the ball from him. And that's how we get to this situation. So here I am up in the stands watching David play. And Daniel's gone to drill, so he's not at the game. He's normally at the games with me. David's out there on the field, and I see it happen. Like, I literally recorded it. I have the video of, like, when it happened. But, like, I didn't think anything of it. Like, I even saw when David sat up after being crushed, and he, like, shook his hand like this. And then two boys helped pull him up. And then I was still, like, in my head, I was like, oh, okay, he's good. You know, like, that's not the first time David's been on the ground in football. So I was like, oh, okay, he's good. But then I see him crying, like walking with his coach, one of his coaches. Do you remember which coach came and got you?
It wasn't Coach Eric or Coach Sunday. I forgot his name.
It was the other one? Okay. So he has 4 coaches, so it's hard to keep up with who everybody is. And
5.
so 5 coaches.
No, 6 actually.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Thank you, Shank. So, what happened was one of them were walking him off, and I could see it from way up there where I was that David was hurt. And it wasn't like no play. Like, he was seriously hurt. So I grabbed my stuff. I left my drink and my food because I had some snacks and stuff. I left that because I thought I would be right back. I thought it was like just like the situation that happened with your shoulder a few weeks ago. I just thought it was something like that. Like, you just maybe needed to sit out for a couple of minutes and then would be okay. And then I get down there, y'all.
Just a big bulge.
His finger was literally like hanging, and there was a big bulge. Well, they can't see it hanging now. They've got it stented up. Like, the thumb itself was like, it was hanging. And so the lady was like, I think he just dislocated his finger.
And then we went to see the doctor.
No, we didn't go to the doctor. We went to the ambulance.
Yeah.
You know, at every football game they have to have the ambulance, you know, sitting there at the games in case of emergencies like this. So we went to the ambulance guy, and he was like, yeah, I do think it's dislocated. He was like, but I'd also check his wrist too. So,
but nothing was wrong with my wrist. It was just my thumb, and it's broken.
Well, we didn't find it out that quick. You're rushing the story.
I know.
So we went to urgent care because it was like around the corner. And they were like, okay, we're going to take some x-rays and all this kind of stuff. Now, at this moment, he's crying, he's screaming, he's, you know, all this kind of stuff. And all these people could think about is me filling out insurance information and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, well, can y'all get him back there to x-ray while I'm filling out this paperwork? Like, so we can speed the process along? No, I had to sit there and fill out all those forms at the urgent care before they would even see him. So then they finally did see him. They did like 2 or 3 x-rays, and then the lady calls me out of the room because she doesn't want to talk in front of him, and she shows me the x-rays, and that's when I see the break in his finger, the fracture. And they were like, so we can't treat him here at urgent care for this. Like, if it was just like a regular dislocation, we would be able to like sit him up, put him in like one of those little finger wrist things that we saw that other kid in when we left. But his wasn't like that. So we had to actually, they sent us to the hospital, the local hospital, and we went there, and then we had to wait another hour before we went back to the x-rays. They wanted to do their own x-rays. They didn't want to take the disc of x-rays that urgent care did. They were like, no, we've got to do our own. So at this point, my mama nerves are getting the best of me because I'm like, my baby's in pain. They've already done x-rays at the other place. We already know that it's broken. At this time, I had still not told David that it was broken because he was already freaking out as it was. So I hadn't told him that his finger was broken. I just told him that it was still dislocated and that everything's fixable and they could fix it. So David had already freaked out once. So we go back there to do the x-ray a second time, and I'm having to hold him down to get the x-ray done because like he's screaming at the top of his lungs, and he can't like position his thumb in the right way for them to take the picture. So I'm having to hold him down to do it. And I was freaking out, like freaking out. And Daniel's dad was there and his brother. And so they were out in the lobby while I was doing this with David in the back. So then.
You said Daniel.
Oh, no, I said David's.
No, you
dad.
said Daniel.
Did I? Oh, okay. Well, David's dad and his brother were out in the lobby while I was in the back with David. And so then after that, they finally get us into a room, and then the doctor comes in, which he was amazing. He worked really, really well with David, considering the fact that he was screaming at the top of his lungs. I think the entire hospital on all floors probably heard David last night, which I understand. The baby was in a lot of pain, and all he had had up to that point was a little bit of Tylenol. They had gave him some Tylenol at the urgent care place. By then, it had wore off. So Tarias was there, so he can witness to the fact everything that happened. Like he was in the hospital room and everything. Mm-hmm. So finally, the outlaw comes in and he was like, "Well, I've looked at the X-rays and it's broken." So like he didn't think that I hadn't already told David before that it was broken. So David's eyes just and his heart just all drop, and he's like, it's broken? Wait, my finger is broken? And he starts getting hysterical, y'all. Like hysterical. And I'm like, it's broken, baby, but we can fix it. It's fine. It's fine. And then Dr. Outlaw tries to like backtrack like his statements, but by then David's already so far in. So they ended up sedating David, but he was still awake. Like
That man was frightened.
What he said.
I was just fighting it. I can't even go to sleep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he said it wasn't going to make you go to sleep, but he was like, it was going to make you not feel the pain. And so they gave him one sedation, and they came back in and they tried to reset his finger. Tarice had to step out that time, and you could hear him screaming like all throughout the hospital when they tried to reset that finger. Do you remember hearing him scream? It was pretty bad.
I tried not to cry.
I don't even remember me screaming.
I really just wanted to go in there and punch all the doctors. I'm all like, do y'all not hear him? Y'all just ignore. Like, I know they're probably trained for them to like not just ignore it so that way they don't feel bad or something. But
I mean, they weren't trying to hurt him; they were trying to fix it.
yeah.
So, and then fixing it is just it caused pain. So they were like, well, maybe the sedative hasn't set in yet, so we're going to give it a few more minutes and then we'll come back. So the doctors leave. There's 3 of them. Not a doctor and a bunch of nurses. There's 3 doctors in there working on him and 1 lady nurse who was really nice. Do you remember her? Mm-hmm. She was very nice, the lady nurse. Yes, I know. That pain was really real for him and he could still feel it. So they tried to let the medicine further work, and then they came back in and the doctor again tried to like reposition his finger, trying to snap it into place because it is a clean break. That's why they were trying to like snap it back into place, but it wasn't trying to go, and he was screaming the second time around. So that's when they said, oh, let's give him a second sedation. That first one obviously isn't enough. So they did it again. They sedated him again.
I fought through it again. I still felt it.
Mighty Mouse over here. Superman over
They
here.
might have to put me to sleep this time.
He literally, y'all, it was like the sedation did nothing for him. And I
At
mean
all.
nothing. Because he still was like fighting the doctors and everything. Thank y'all so much. He was fighting the doctors. He was crying. He was screaming. It was like a shrill. Like it was like a horror film scream. And I am at the top of the hospital bed holding him back with like my arm around his neck like this, trying to hold him down so that they can do his finger, and his dad's like holding his feet. And he said, I feel that it moved a little bit. And at the same time, they have this what is it called, like a portable x-ray that was in the room. Do you remember it?
Yeah.
You remember the x-ray machine?
Yeah, I remember that.
So there's
I
a
don't
portable
remember anything
x-ray
else, though.
machine they pull into the room. And so every time they reposition the thumb a little bit, they take a picture. So he probably had, like, after the 3 x-rays we did already, he probably had about 7 more x-rays in the room. They would reposition it, and then they would take a picture, and they would take another picture. And they just could not, because of the way that it broke, they could not get it to snap back in place right. They were just like, it's just such an awkward break. Like, had it broke and the bone went outwards, like towards the body, instead of inwards towards his hand, because it went in, like towards his other fingers, it would have been easier to snap back into place. And so it just wasn't working right with them. And he was in so much pain, and they had sedated him 2 times. And the entire time they had been on the phone with the local orthopedic surgeon. And he was like, well, if y'all can't get it, then I'll just see him on Monday morning. So that currently is the plan. Tomorrow morning, we're going to go in, and David's going to see the orthopedic surgeon. And he's going to determine what our next steps are. Just like if we're going to have the surgery, or if we can just put him in the cast, and if they've repositioned it enough that it will heal on its own. So right now, they have, lift your hand up, babe. They have it splinted. Mm-hmm. There's a big hard thing right there on the front side, so he can't bend his thumb because, like I said, it was just hanging, kind of hangs. So they have it where it's like just, it's stiff up. Mm-hmm. We can't do anything with it, and he's not supposed to move the finger around until after we see the orthopedic surgeon tomorrow, so that way we don't risk further damaging it. Mm-hmm.
Hey, also has been itching a lot. And when we first got home, like, I was out of control. I could not see anything at all.
He said he could only see purple.
Yeah, only purple. Just everything was purple. I almost fell walking down the hallway.
Do you even remember almost falling, or do you remember me telling you later that you almost fell? You remember me telling you? Yeah, because I figured you didn't remember. So here I am. Like I said, Daniel was gone to drill, so it was just me and David last night. His brother went with his dad over to his house. So David, I went and got everything else out of the car first. He told me when we left the hospital that he wanted some Chick-fil-A. So I stopped and got him Chick-fil-A. And we said, okay, we'll eat it when we get home. I get home, I go take everything into the house, his medicine, the food, everything that the doctor sent us with, all the ice packs, everything. I take all that stuff in the house, and I say, I'm coming to get you last. So I come to get him. The minute I get David out of the car, he almost falls over immediately. Like, I am bracing him with 2 arms, but it's like his legs were made out of Jello. Yeah, they were just... He was just, so I was like, oh, baby, please don't fall, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to pick you up. Like, David's a big boy. Like.
I have a football bod now.
Yeah. So, I was not prepared for that. And luckily, he did not fall. I did have him very good, actually. Mm-hmm. We just had spaghetti legs all the way into the house.
Yep.
And so, we got in the house. and I got him in my bed. I was just like, forget it, because his room is on the opposite side of the house. And I was just like, I'm not going to be playing these games with, like,
Just
him needing
walking
to, yeah,
all the way
just
over there.
walking back and forth, and him needing to use the bathroom and all this kind of stuff and need my help. So I was like, yeah, you're going to my room. So he's wearing like my t-shirt right now. I took his clothes off because he still had pads on and everything when he went to the ER. Still had his full gear on. I took everything off, and then got him in bed. And I was like, Dave, do you want me to give you your food? And he was like, no, I'm okay.
And then Mama gave me a piece of the chicken.
Yeah,
The
to
chicken
chew. I
nuggets.
said, well, try this. You know, you
Yeah,
haven't
and then
eaten
I
all
almost
day.
choked on it.
Yeah, because like he hadn't eaten all day long. And
But I felt like I was finna throw up because my head, it just kept spinning. Everything just going around in circles. And I finally went to sleep. I woke up,
and he
still
was hungry.
drowsy.
But you did wake up hungry that time, and you were telling me that you could feel the pain real bad, and I was like, well, you're gonna have to eat something in order to take this medicine, because they put him on some strong stuff to help him get through till tomorrow. You know, when he sees the surgeon, because they were like, there's nothing else we can do here. When they discharged us, there was like, it's in bad shape, but we can't do anything else. So they put him on some pretty strong meds,
I'd
and
rather go through surgery because then it will actually be in place than going through all that pain with the cast on. Because I'll just have to feel all that again.
But I'm thinking though, I mean, we haven't been to the surgeon, but I'm pretty sure. You said you gained 2 pounds.
Yeah,
Good job.
I did the weight thing. I weighed 86.
Good job. I'm thinking that even regardless of if we do have the surgery, that you're most likely going to still end up in a cast so it can heal. But I do want it fixed, because, you know, we're also trying to
Get back out
think
there on the football field. and all
long
that.
term. Yeah. Like, you would think that a situation like this happens and David would be fearful or scared or not want to go back and play. But no, like, immediately David was like, oh, am I going to be able to play next week? Am I going to be able to do this? And I was like, babe, don't worry about that. Like, you'll be able to go out there on the field still and rep with your team, and it's great that you feel that. Like, they'll still let you wear your jersey and your cast at the same time. And
I'm going to be a little water boy for the next 2 weeks.
yeah. Yeah, we'll see how long. We'll find out tomorrow. But I'm just glad that it didn't put fear in him, and that he does understand that this happens, whether you're a sports kid or it could be anything random. I broke my arm as a kid jumping off of the bed. I thought I was Pocahontas, and I broke my left arm. So it doesn't have to be, oh, he shouldn't be in hard sports because of the risk. It's not that. That could happen with anything. And so, like, his sister, she broke her arm at summer camp years ago. You remember Sienna broke her arm?
She ran into a wall.
She ran into a wall, but she was like, they were doing speed running, and she couldn't stop herself. She was so fast, she couldn't stop herself.
She said,
she reached her hands out to you know, kind of like slow herself down, and it popped her wrist back, and she broke her wrist. And she wore a cast for like 3 or 4 months. But I mean, it happens, and I'm glad he's in high spirits. He can't feel the pain right now because he had some medicine about 2 hours ago.
I have 2 good things and 1 bad thing.
Okay.
Which I want first, bad thing or the good things?
However you give it. How about that?
Okay, we'll start with the bad thing. The bad thing is I have to start using my left hand. The 2 good things is that I got the fumble, and then we got the touchdown after I got the fumble, and then we beat Ashford 34-0.
I thought it was 38-0.
It's 34. I
It's
texted
34?
Ben.
Oh, okay. Okay. Ben is one of his classmates. Or, I'm sorry, football mates.
And classmate.
And he's a classmate too, but he's his football group. So, that is how we got to here, guys. And that's how David's doing. And he's ready to get back out there, even though he's still like looking like that. So, on a scale of 0 to 10, when the medicine wears off, what do you say your pain level is?
Do you say when the pain medicine goes
Yeah,
off?
when the medicine wears off, what's your pain level?
An 8 out of 10.
An 8 out of 10. Yeah, so I guess it's
It's
still.
already at like a 5 out of 10 right now.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
But
it hurts.
you're managing it pretty well. I would say that you're managing it pretty well. It's hard to sleep, right? Isn't that what sucks the most?
Mm-hmm. Because it takes me like almost like 30 minutes to fall asleep after the medicine.
But that's because of not being able to reposition.
Mm-hmm.
John says, playing like a beast. You go, David. And so there's Pop. The entire time that David was all messed up, he just kept asking over and over again, where's Dad at? Where's Dad at? Is Dad at here yet? He woke up like 3:30 this morning. He was like, when's Dad at coming home? Is he here yet? And I was like, no, but he'll be home this afternoon. And so Daniel got back a little while ago. So now he's got his buddy back.
Yeah. I was gonna play Call of Duty with him, but
Now he can't hold a controller.
exactly. And it just finished downloading too.
I have the V-Bucks when you get done.
Okay.
So, Daniel, you don't want to say hi to your fan base? That's mean.
I wasn't being mean.
Daniel is, oops. Daniel is a Call of Duty head. Like, he stays in his room and plays his video game now.
What's up, guys? I'm gone all the time. So, gone all week working. I was gone the weekend for drill. So, and then came home, cut the grass. So.
He's been working his butt off. Honestly, I would have cut the grass if I didn't have
Yeah,
this.
he normally is the one who cuts it for me, but
Today I couldn't because my hand.
He's on low vibration mode right now. He
Yep.
can't move around.
Can't move around as much, and it's very hot in here. I just noticed that it's very hot in here.
You've been saying that all day that it's hot, and
I
it's the
know,
same
and-
temp. It always
And now
is.
it's sweating up here, Mama.
Okay. So we're going first thing in the morning to go to the orthopedic surgeon, and he will most likely have us do x-rays again. Oh, God. And then he will tell us what our next steps are. So I've already called into work. I can't go to work
I
tomorrow.
want to get on one of those.
And a cruise.
Yep.
And then David's not going to school tomorrow. I've already let his teachers know. Everybody's reached out and has been so great about like checking on David, like his entire football team, all the football parents, all of the coaches. So many of you who follow us on Facebook have also reached out and just
My
were
friend
checking in.
Wyatt, Ben, my girlfriend. Well, my friend girl.
His friend
well, Mama
girl.
cause it.
He ain't old enough for a girlfriend. Don't listen to David. No, you're not.
He's not. He's not either. He's not.
You're not old enough. Anyways. So
Hopefully she can come over tomorrow.
oh my
If
God.
it depends on if the thing takes too long. It just depends.
He be pushing his girlfriend thing. All the boys do.
I mean, Mama, you said that she can come over.
I meant that she could come like check on you, but not like as a friend, like because she
Exactly,
seemed
that's what I
extremely
meant.
concerned.
Yeah, that's what I
Because
meant.
like she
That's what I
literally
said.
texted the entire time we were in the hospital, and so I was just like, if she wants to check on you, that's fine because you won't be in school tomorrow. But like this ain't no love connection.
That's not what I said it was.
Mm-mm.
I didn't say it was that.
But thank you guys for all of your love, for all of your prayers. I will check back in and let you guys know if the surgery is going to happen or not, and if I need you guys to really double down on your prayers if it does. So the great thing, he's in good spirits, has his appetite. He's fighting through it for the most part, the pain, and is doing it like the trooper that he is. And yeah.
I'm only fighting through it because of football and basketball combined.
I mean, I guess the only thing that really sucks is that it's your right hand, and that's what
Exactly.
you write with.
And it's my strong hand too.
But the thing is, David, when he was born and growing up in his early years, he wrote with his left hand.
I actually wrote with both, actually.
And then his teacher in kindergarten made him start using his right hand. And
I
so,
got so used to it, and then now it just feels so weird using my left hand again.
yeah, so today I made him practice. Like when he had taken his medicine, he was feeling really, really good.
I'm gonna show you.
I made him practice. I was like, yeah, let's try writing with our left hand, because I think it's important that you know how to do that, because once you get this cast, I mean, it's his thumb, and that's what you use to hold a pencil. Jaja said, don't hate on the player. Okay, so this is him writing with his left hand. Can y'all see that? Is it clear? There. He did that today, writing with his left hand, after he hadn't written with his left hand since he was 5. So that was actually pretty good. He was getting frustrated. Like, if it didn't come out right, he would start erasing, and he was getting frustrated. I was like, it's fine. Nobody expects it to be perfect. Like, I can't even write with my left hand. So it is what it is. But yes, he deserves all the attention, and we giving it to him. Like, Daniel tried earlier to get me to go with him to get a battery for the lawnmower, and I was like, no, I'm not finna leave David here. He was like, well, Bentley's here, and I was like, yeah, but I'm not finna leave David here.
Hi, Bob.
So he's definitely getting attention. Oh, shoot, I got chicken in the oven. I got to go. But love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I will update you guys as soon as I can about David. David, you want to say anything out to your people?
Bye. Keep me in your prayers, and I love y'all.
We sure do. Love you. We'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.